today another video. So today's video is all about the Sunday reset, but we're switching it up today. Today's reset is going to be set around intentionality because your girl has a shift this evening that I'm obviously going to make, but I still want to make sure I get my Sunday reset in because I feel like my Sunday reset is so important in order for me to be set up for a successful week. So let's get to it. Before and after. Now I'm just gonna do a little bit of concealing here because your girl's stressed, but not everyone else needs to know that. And then we're gonna get my tea, my favorite part of my morning routine. Now that the outfit is done, I am ready to get going. So in the morning I go to church and in the evening I essentially have work. So I have to make sure I'm really intentional with my time, but I still want to get in those little moments. So I'm going to grab my tea and I'm going to read my book because I feel like that is more of a mindful reset that I can do in this whole Sunday reset. So let's get to it. And also just a disclaimer, I don't eat breakfast before church just because that's the way I grew up. So breakfast will be after, if y'all are wondering. Cheers. My mom has this beautiful, oh, I don't think it's gonna go. Wait, this one. Let's go. I'm always late. That we are done with mass and I'm feeling very grounded, I'm feeling very spiritually reset for the week. Now is for the cleaning portion ish, but yes, so let's switch out of these gears, get into some comfy clothes, and let's get started. Also feeling so much more awake right now, which is very good because we got a lot to do, so let's go. Now that we're in much comfier clothes, we can get our reset started. Not like properly, but this side of my reset because I need to get some cleaning done, starting with laundry. So I'm going to throw a load of laundry in right now, just so by the time it's done, I'll have other stuff done so we can save on time because intentionality. In terms of what my timeline looks like, it is currently 11:25. It's 11:25 and I need to do laundry, I need to get some cleaning done, and I want to get my bed ready. And I'll show you what I mean when I say my bed ready. But I want to get all of that done before I have to get ready for work. So let's do a load of laundry first. I've got my brekkie and it's actually a traditional breakfast. It's called kimchi and it's kind of like porridge adjacent. It's definitely more on the savory side, but I love this growing up. And it's made with like a wheat barley and then also clarified butter that we call kire. And y'all, this is so filling. If I eat this now, I'm gonna be full for the whole day, but I still will eat after this, don't worry. But normally you could add like spices, so you could add, like, if you want a little bit of spice, you could add like mitmita or berbere, and these are like our powdered spices, but I top it off with this. So I'm just gonna add some on top and then we're gonna eat. Now I do want to emphasize for this portion, the big thing is the time crunch. So there's not a lot of time, so I need to really prioritize what I want to get done. and really set boundaries on what needs to be done and what I can do. So that's what we're gonna do now, but I'm still gonna make time to eat, enjoy my breakfast, have some tea again, because tea addict girl over here. And then we are going to get straight into cleaning. I already have a load in the laundry waiting for me and it's doing its thing. So that's gonna keep going, and then we're gonna do some other stuff in the meantime. So let's eat. And so for this portion, I don't focus on doing everything. I only focus on the things that'll make my week easier. So the coming week easier, and that's gonna be the things that we're gonna do in a sec. So let's eat first. Delicious. Cheers. I'll see y'all in a minute. So this next part is essentially making my bed. Now I wanted to elaborate. Every now and then I get an itch, and that itch is to rearrange something. So this time it was to rearrange the format of my room, and in order to move this hunky bed, I stripped it completely. So now I need to put all the sheets back on and bring the look together, even though I still have to decorate, but it'll be another step in the right direction. So let's do that, because I need something to sleep on tonight. So all this cleaning is truly about creating peace, not perfection. When my space feels calm, my mind tends to follow. So let's get this bed right. Another thing done. Checked off the list. Now I actually need to tackle another area. I feel like I'm just tackling the three biggest areas, which is my clothes, my bedroom, and the next one is going to be my desk, because I'm essentially there all week. Either I'm studying, doing work, or I'm doing schoolwork. So I need to get that cleaned up a little bit organized, just so it's ready for the next week of chaos. So let's go. This is what my desk is currently looking like. The actual items on my desk isn't too bad, but what I need to focus on is like paperwork. So throughout the week, actually the last 2 weeks, I've been getting papers and I have not organized it in my little filing system. So I essentially need to organize these in here and then just get the cords out of the way that I was using for content. So yeah, let's get to it. Something that I'm going to do to keep me on track so I work within the little time constraint we have today is I'm actually going to put a timer on. So I feel like this should only really take me 10 minutes. We're going to put a timer for 10 minutes. And there we go. So this is before and after. So let's pause this timer. And I didn't even use the full timer. I still have 5 minutes and 34 seconds. So that is very good on time, and another thing checked off the list. Now that I'm done with the cleaning portion, we're gonna move on to the actual planning. So for this week, I have my leadership preceptor, which is essentially we're gonna be in a lot of meetings. I need to work on my projects for the team, and then I also need to work on prepping for our lab, case conference, and post-conference for my clinical instructor. So I have to essentially prep my schedule for that alongside my work. So I'm only going to be working Saturday and Sunday for the weekend, so that's already going to be booked out. And then the last one is my personal. So there are some things I want to do this week with my friends and family, so we're going to add that to my ever-growing list. And then I think I have stuff to do for the house too. I do think I have stuff to do, so I'll also add that too. So essentially what my planning looks like is I have to do my weekly planner, and my weekly planner is based on my monthly planner, and then I also need to check what my Google calendars look like, because that's where a lot of our meetings are booked in. So yes, let's get started. Once again, I am going to put myself on a timer. For this timer I am going to be doing, I want to say 20 minutes. It should be enough for me to compile my schedule. And the nice thing is, because my monthly schedule is already prepped out in terms of like assignments I need to get done, I do have part A of an assignment that's due this week. As I was saying, I do have part A of the assignment for our leadership preceptor that is actually due tomorrow. But the good news is I actually got it done last week, so I don't need to worry about that. The assignment is out of the way, so I just really need to focus on prepping for this week and then prepping for our leadership shifts, because so currently we're essentially in our leadership component, and this is where we're looking more at corporate nursing, so more leadership management roles, and I am with patient experience, with a patient experience team, and it's really interesting seeing how they work at different levels. They don't only work at the local level, they also work at the provincial level, so that's really cool. But I need to pull up my Google Calendar because that is where our coach puts all of our meetings for the week. I need to figure out what meetings I'm gonna go to. So as I was saying, I'm only gonna put 20 minutes, and the reason why I don't think I need a lot of time, honestly, because I did put a lot of stuff from last week and pushed it to this week, so I do have points already in there, and I do have like the skeleton, as in like the things that are already in my schedule, and this is consistent every week. So you know what, we're gonna put a 15-minute timer and then see where we're at. So I will see y'all soon. Now that we're done prepping my week, and then also my weekly schedules, we are ready for the next week in terms of making sure everything that needs to get done gets done. In full transparency, I do want to say that some of these things might not get done and get pushed to next week, but that only happens if it's necessary. So I do prioritize my time, and one of the ways I do that on my planner is on the day of whatever items need to be completed, I'll actually star my priority items. So I star them, make sure that I have my eyes on it, just so I know I get those items done, and then worst comes to worst, if I don't get the other stuff done, at least I got what I needed to get done. Now, if I don't plan, even down to my reset, I tend to overextend myself. So by planning ahead, I am making sure that I'm kind of taking care of myself and making sure that I don't overextend myself, because that is when problems arise. Next, I'm just going to take the laundry out, put another load in, and then I'm gonna start getting ready. But now the time has come, reality has struck, and I gotta go to work. So let's get out of this comfy outfit to another comfy outfit, but more work attire. So let's do it. And we're done. But now I gotta do this crazy mane, gotta tame her somehow. So let's give it a shot. Now I feel ready for the paycheck. I'm joking, I love my job and I love everyone involved in it. But no, now with my hair back. So I just need to make sure my hair is out of my face, and then my bang I just put behind my ear while I'm working, but this is my look. And I do have my scrub pants on, but we don't always have to have a scrub top on, which is nice because flexibility. But yes, now I am ready to do my 8 hours. But first, food. Normally I would have my lunch packed the night before, with the exception of sandwiches. I never pack a sandwich because it needs to be fresh. But if I do have like other food like rice and stuff like that, I do pack it, because then it's just easy for me to warm it up when I'm at work, and it's one less thing to think about while I'm getting ready for work, because if I can really minimize the amount of decisions I need to actively make, it'll help with the get ready with me process. So I'm not going to show you how I make a sandwich because it's very basic, but I will show you what we do after, which is just pack my bag. The moment of truth. Let's go to work. Now that I am home from work, I want to do a little bit of self-care, so let's change the fit and put on some comfy clothes. Because although this is comfy, it ain't the cleanest fit right now, let's just say that. It was a rough day at work and I am excited to hop into some comfy PJs. And I might do a quick face mask little moment for the little self-care portion, and then we might call it a night because it's 11:30 and I gotta do this all over again in terms of wake up in the morning and start the chaotic week that is gonna be great. That I am clean, feeling fresh, ready to hop into bed. The last thing we're gonna do for our Sunday reset is a little self-care moment, because I don't feel like self-care needs to be long, but I do think it needs to be intentional. And right before I sleep, I just want to spend some time relaxing, and the best way to do this is with a face mask. So I'm gonna slap this on and honestly just gonna do nothing. Hopefully I don't fall asleep doing this, because that'd be fine. I don't have to wash this off anyways, but it wouldn't be the most preferred method. But let's go. I'm probably just gonna lay here for the next 20 minutes and do nothing. See y'all soon. So now I'm feeling refreshed and ready to call it a night. So the main thing that I want you to take away from this video is that choosing yourself doesn't mean you need to do less. It means doing what matters, and that's really where the prioritization and setting those boundaries really come into play. Another thing is, if your Sundays are busy, small resets are just as important as any reset at all. So do what you can with the time you've got. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video as much as I enjoyed making it, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.